Surprisingly, nobody was staring at her even though she had just appeared out of nowhere. But why would they? It wasn't anything out of the ordinary for a unicorn to teleport into the middle of Ponyville. Lyra stood there for a moment, dazed.
First Discord, now this! I'm not back in Ponyville, I can't be! Where's my dad? The necklace! It must be enchanted! So maybe my dad does know something about magic. He was right about this, at least. What did I do? It was nothing more than touching the charm with some magic, and then it reacted.
Her horn glowed as she tried again.
No, please! Don't tell me that something stopped working now!
She focused as much magic as she could into the tiny lyre, held it up in front of her eyes, and shook it violently. Nothing.
Are you okay?
Lyra dropped the necklace.
I'm fine! Completely fine!
It was sort of familiar. The stalls set up along the road indicated it was a market day. No cars here to get in the way of everybody walking from one stand to the other. Lyra moved forward, one hoof in front of the other. The ground felt real enough. It wasn't some kind of illusion. At least she didn't think so. Ever since Discord had showed up, nothing felt real.
Hey, Lyra! Where have you been?
She recognized the voice. It was Daisy, a pink earth pony that she occasionally bought flowers from. Lyra stared at her. It was weird talking to a pony. Daisy tilted her head.
You alright?
Hey! Long time no see! I've gotten used to being around humans. These ponies with all their different colors and horns and wings and 4 hooves and no hands! The air here smells so clean. And even with the usual bustle of market day, it's quieter than a typical day in Philadelphia. It's almost nice, but I don't want to stay here. My world, my family is in danger. I have to do something.
Lyra, you're back!
Hey, Applebloom! Wait, are you running the stand all by yourself?
Yep. Applejack had to go out of town for a while, so she said I could handle it.
Out of town?
Wait, aren't you gonna buy some apples?
It would be a good idea to find Applejack and Twilight. I don't see any ponies I need in the crowd. There are familiar faces here and there, ponies I recognize from my concerts and parties I attended.
Lyra? Lyra, it really is you, isn't it? It's been so long!
Hey, Bun Bun!
Still dressing up, I see.
She bought these clothes at a place called Target in Philadelphia, a store for humans. And they must look pretty goofy right now, too baggy, hanging off her small pony body.
But Lyra, it really is good to see you again. You simply must stop to visit. I haven't rented it out yet, but I think I'll offer it to some pony. It gets rather quiet living alone.
Yeah, it probably does! Listen, I'd love to stop, but I'm in a hurry!
Slow down. I want to hear all about where you ran off to. You didn't tell me a thing about where you were going. I even asked your parents where you'd gone, and they didn't—
My parents? Oh, Dewey and Sirius are right. They're probably worried, aren't they?
I was in Canterlot and happened to see them. I know you ran off from Ponyville without giving me any warning, but I thought you'd at least tell your own parents where you were going. The looks I got when I asked where you'd gone. They're worried sick about you, Lyra.
Listen, Bon Bon, this is gonna sound weird, but I am really here, aren't I? This is actually happening?
You're acting strange. More than usual, at any rate. What have you been doing?
It's hard to explain, and you wouldn't believe me anyway. Right now, I need to find Twilight. Is she at the library?
Twilight? I believe she was called back to Canterlot with the others. What's the hurry? Just stop and visit for a while. I think you owe me an explanation after—
Canterlot? Of course! Celestia must know that Discord's back.
Discord? Wait, what do you—
This is perfect! No time to waste. I need to get back to Canterlot. The princess can turn me back to normal.
Bon Bon stared open-mouthed after her, then, with a groan of irritation, chased her through the crowd of ponies. Lyra weaved through the crowded streets. None of the ponies seemed to be in any hurry.
They must not have gotten the news yet. Princess Celestia only invited the bearers of the elements to Canterlot. Do they even know that Discord's escaped?
She found the train station at the edge of town. Finding her way here had been easy. She remembered this town better than she realized. At the moment, the station was practically empty. No ponies were traveling today. A bored-looking stallion in a blue uniform was waiting at the counter, watching her.
I need the next train to Canterlot, and fast!
Is this supposed to be worth something?
Oh,
The The sign said tickets were 5 bits, not $5. She slipped the money back into her pocket.
Now what?
Lyra, you only just got here and you're already trying to leave?
Bonbon, perfect! Listen, I need to borrow 5 bits. It's important. I probably won't pay you back.
You what?
It's urgent!
Here's 10. Make it 2 tickets. But I expect an explanation.
They trotted over to the station platform to wait for the train. Lyra sat on a bench, pulled up one sleeve, and rubbed at her front leg with the other hoof.
How did I ever stand being covered in all this hair? It's so itchy.
We've got some time. Now let's talk. Where have you been? And what's this about Discord?
I don't know where to start.
The gala would be fine.
Right. That was the night I spoke to Princess Celestia, and she told me...
You had an audience with the princess? Lyra, that's...
Let me finish! I thought she was keeping an eye on me, and it turned out she was. She knew about the research I had been doing. She told me all about humans.
Humans again? You ran off looking for humans? I thought you'd finally come to your senses. You're worse than ever, Lyra. No wonder your parents were worried about you.
Dewey and Cirrus aren't my parents. They adopted me. I'm not really a pony, Bonbon. I'm a human.
You really are crazy.
I've been living with the other humans ever since then. I can't really explain it, but there's this whole other world where we still exist. You wouldn't believe the things I've seen there.
You're right about that. I don't believe you.
A whistle could be heard down the tracks, and Lyra jumped up from the bench, steadying herself on her hooves. The train rolled in with a puff of smoke from the engine. The conductor took their tickets. Lyra could hardly wait to get to Canterlot.
If I had help from the princess and from the elements of harmony, maybe things will be okay. If not, I don't want to think about that.
Bonbon hopped up onto the bench and settled down on it.
He is back, but he's not in Equestria. He's trying to... Well, he made humans go extinct once. Now he wants to do it again.
Why did I even follow you?
Ugh, I can prove it! Look at this!
What is it?
This is a $5 bill. It's human money. Look, there's a human face right on it. That's one of the presidents. And this here, where it says the United States of America, that's the country I live in. We have lots of separate ones, but so far I've only been there.
I don't know where you got this, but
I had to borrow bits from you because I don't have any equestrian money left. I sent all I had left to you.
Lyra, this is just paper. No pony would ever think this was worth anything.
Well, neither did I at first. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Audrey never believed me about unicorns either.
Who?
Audrey. She was my first human friend. At first I wasn't telling her anything about Equestria, but it just got to the point where I was hiding too much. She called me crazy. At that point, I realized humans aren't too much different from ponies. There aren't any unicorns there or even ponies like you. They don't believe in us. And I couldn't do any magic to prove that
This is quite a story, Lyra. But that's the problem. All these theories and you've never had any proof. How can you expect any pony to believe you?
My dad believes me. He saw me after I changed, but I do have something else from home.
Her phone lifted itself out of her pocket. Bonbon stared at it.
What are you doing?
The device floated down and she cradled it in her 2 front hooves. The screen was dark.
It's not going to work unless...
It was a crazy idea. It probably wouldn't even work, considering how long she'd gone without using magic. A complicated spell like this could easily go wrong. But what other choice did she have?
Bonbon, I know you didn't want me using the spell, and I'm sorry, but you have to see this.
Lyra, what are you... Ah! No! No, not again! Lyra, we're in public!
She'd forgotten how much it hurt to transform herself, not to mention the additional mental strain from the magic. Bonbon had glanced around and seen that they were, in fact, alone on the carriage, but she was still fuming.
Lyra, I mean it! This has to stop! Do you even realize how wrong that is?
You're right about that. These aren't very correct anatomically.
Lyra inspected them, flexing the fingers. She didn't even have nails on them. It wasn't just the fact that she hadn't done magic in months, and they didn't come out as well as before. They'd never really been close to human hands, but they would do for now.
Just take the spell away right now. You're like some kind of monster or something.
Lyra took her phone in her hands and turned it on with the meaty fingers growing out of her forelegs. She poked one onto the screen and sure enough it responded. The screen lit up. It was hard to control it with much precision. Princess Celestia couldn't turn her back to normal soon enough. A message appeared telling her there was no reception. She hadn't expected any, but that wasn't what she was using it for. She tapped it with her fingers and brought up the photo album.
Look at this!
What? Lyra, I don't understand what you're doing.
It's called a cell phone. Lots of humans have these. But see this photograph? That's me and my sister. That's what I actually look like.
Bonbon was speechless. It was probably a combination of both Lyra's deformed hooves, or hands, or whatever they were, and the photograph on her phone.
I can't... You...
After living with Lyra for years, Bonbon knew a human when she saw one. And that's exactly what was in this photograph. 2 humans, one with brown hair and a larger one with the same color of mint green hair that Lyra had. Now the color could have been a coincidence, but there was something undeniably familiar with that smile. Even on the face of a strange creature, it was unmistakable.
That's...
It's me and my younger sister. Her name is Chloe. She's really interested in unicorns. My whole family's kind of obsessed with magic, to be honest.
Your family?
I told you, I was born a human. I wonder what's happening to them now. Mom's never going to believe this. Chloe, well, I really have no idea what she'll think.
Bonbon took that in for a moment. The picture was honestly hard to deny, but believing Lyra right now required her to believe that for the past 4 years, she had been living with an alien creature from another world. Maybe that would explain the lack of etiquette and occasionally of rational thought.
Don't think this changes anything. Even if you're right, and you're a human, it doesn't make you any less insane.
You believe me?
I know I shouldn't, but please, will you please just take that spell away?
Lyra turned off her phone, then with one last examination of her hands, changed them back. She bit her lip as they were sucked back in and reformed into a hoof. Not for much longer, she hoped.
So, you really are human. I just don't see how that's possible.
It's all really hard to explain. I just got done telling my dad that I've been a unicorn all these years. He wasn't sure how to take it. And then I ended up here, and he's got no idea what happened to me.
Now arriving at Canterlot. Now arriving at Canterlot.
Finally. I can't believe how slow this thing is.
Lyra, it's always taken this long to get to Canterlot. You've made this trip even more than I have.
If we just had a car, we could have been here in less than half the time. I mean, it's so close you can even see the castle from Ponyville. I'm pretty sure that Philadelphia alone is bigger than Ponyville, Canterlot, and everything in between.
I've been to Philadelphia. It's really not much larger than...
No, I said Philadelphia. That's the human city where we've wasted enough time already. We have to go.
Lyra, just hold up for a...
She was gone.
What did she mean by a car, anyway?
Bonbon struggled to keep up with Lyra as she made a beeline through the crowded streets of Canterlot towards the castle. For some pony who had claimed to have been walking on just 2 legs for the past few months, she sure was fast.
Lyra, slow down!
Soon enough, she lost sight of Lyra, but it was clear enough where she was going. Pausing for breath, Bonbon continued at a slower pace. A few ponies asked her about the unicorn who had just gone charging through, but she denied any connection. As she had expected, Lyra had gone to the castle, but Bonbon was hesitant to go anywhere near her when she found her arguing with one of the royal guards. She had forgotten what a hassle Lyra could be when she was worked up about something.
I told you I need to get in there. The princess will understand. Just let me through.
Our orders are not to let any pony in. That's final.
But I know where Discord is. I need to hurry.
Lyra, please, there's no need to bother them. Let's go.
Bonbon, I told you there isn't much time. I can't even get back home without the princess's help.
The last thing we need is to get arrested. I'm still not sure what to make of you right now, but I know that much.
It's not like them to have such tight security at the castle. What's going on?
And I thought you didn't trust the government.
I'd felt differently ever since I found out what they're hiding.
They were back in the bustle of the Canterlot streets. A few ponies were seated outside a cafe, making pleasant conversation.
I understand that things in Ponyville would be calm, but here at the Capitol? Doesn't anybody wonder about the guards or notice that there was a statue missing from the garden? And not just any statue either. Everybody knows Discord after last time. I still need to get the princess's attention no matter what. There has to be some other way into the castle.
Nothing illegal. Please?
I know. It's hard to believe I was home in Philadelphia just hours ago. That's already feeling normal to me. This, as much as I can remember Canterlot, it's beginning to seem like a fairy tale, like it is to Chloe. And yet, the faces here are familiar. It's like I never left.
I have to admit, this has been something of an adventure, Lyra. But I just don't see what more there is to do. I'm about to head back to Ponyville. Then I can start to forget any of this ever happened.
We can't give up! This isn't just about humans now! I told you, my family is back there!
Well, yes, but...
That's my home now. To be honest, I don't really want to come back to Equestria.
Is it really so wonderful being one of those things? Don't you miss it here? What I wouldn't have given to grow up in a city like Canterlot.
No, there's not really... Wait, isn't that...
She stared at the dark blue unicorn in the midst of the crowd. She had thought she'd never see him again.
Lyra?
Dad! I mean, well...
How did you get here? The princess told us you wouldn't return.
It's a long story. It was my necklace, but I couldn't have done it as a human. It was only after Discord turned me back into a pony.
Discord? You mean...
Mr. Dewey Decimal, isn't it? Do you realize what your daughter's been up to? She went missing for months, and suddenly she comes back saying that she was...
Human, yes. What did you mean, Discord? He's in that world now?
That's why I need to get back to the castle. There might still be some time to stop him.
You knew about this the whole time?
Of course. Cirrus and I did consider telling you after Lyra left, but Princess Celestia suggested not to. We're really quite sorry, but Lyra's origins have been something of a royal secret.
I knew she wasn't like other ponies, but I never thought that she wasn't, well, a pony.
Dad, you're still working at the Royal Archives, aren't you?
Huh, of course. I'm not getting that old yet. There's still a couple years until I retire. Why?
Can you get me into the castle? Unless I tell the princess what's happened and get her to help me, I don't know what will happen to the other humans.
Of course.
Lyra led the way again, trotting at a brisk pace. She glanced behind her to be sure the others were keeping up. Bonbon had hung behind, making a face, but she hurried to catch up and ran alongside Dewey.
You and your wife were raising a human filly?
Yes, we were.
Bonbon, we don't actually call ourselves
You
Philly.
seemed like such perfectly normal Canterlot ponies when I met you. Why did you get yourselves mixed up in all this?
We weren't sure about her at first, but Lyra turned out to be more or less like any pony else. The princess still has her doubts, but personally I'm somewhat fascinated by the idea of humans. So, what is it like, where you came from? What are the other humans like?
They're amazing! It took me a while to find my real family. Turns out the place I arrived in was hundreds of miles away from home. But my friends in Des Moines helped me get back to Philadelphia. Those are human cities, by the way. And it's really not that hard for humans to travel that far. I was in this thing called a plane.
Dewey listened with interest to Lyra's story as they headed to the castle.
This all sounds even more outlandish than Lyra's old theories. A giant metal tube that can fly faster and higher than a Pegasus? It all sounds so insane, and yet I saw that photograph on some kind of device that obviously isn't from Equestria.
I was hoping my family would know something about what happened to me when I disappeared, but they didn't know anything. My dad's a famous human writer. His books are all about magic. Completely inaccurate, but anyway. He never suspected that's what really happened to me, though.
Cirrus will be happy to hear you're doing alright out there. Of course, you don't have time to stop and chat, do you?
Hope I haven't lost too much time already.
They hurried the rest of the way to the gates.
Mr. Decimal, sir, is there anything we can help you with?
My daughter has important information to relay to the princess. It's imperative that you let her through.
We were told not to.
The princess will understand. Just let her through. I'll be taking full responsibility for this.
The guards looked at each other, then stepped aside to let Lyra go through. She ran for the entrance immediately, then stopped to turn back.
Thanks!
It's no problem. Really.
I might not be coming back. For real this time.
Lyra, I understand. But you said there wasn't much time.
Well, thanks. For everything.
You only considered telling me. You'd think that if some pony was going to be living with this weird flesh-colored...
Canterlot Castle, passing through the entrance hall, made Lyra remember the gala. Today, everything was eerily silent and still. As she headed up the stairs, she remembered after the party. Probably the most significant night of her life. She was easily able to remember where Princess Celestia had led her. That hall was likely where everybody was gathered now. It was up the stairs through several winding hallways. She was quickly running out of breath, but she saw the massive doors just ahead. Only a little bit further and... With a burst of magic power, she flung them open and ran through. Princess Celestia was there. In front of her were 6 ponies, the bearers of the elements of harmony. In total, there were 7 pairs of shocked eyes staring across the long hall at the pony who had just burst in.
Discord's back! I saw him! Lyra, what are you doing here? And you really saw Discord?
Great! You can lead us right to him! Where is he?
You're sure you saw him? Because I haven't seen any chocolate or cotton candy lately, and I thought it'd be everywhere.
Of course he did all that. It's just like last time. And he turned me into a pony.
You've always been a pony, Sugar Cube.
No. Actually,
It's as I feared. Seeing you here has confirmed that, Lyra.
What? What do you mean? You know her? What does Lyra have to do with this?
Several months ago, I sent Lyra back to her homeland. It's a world entirely separate from our own. Lyra didn't know it herself, but she is actually a creature called a human.
She's a what now, exactly?
No! You gave me that research assignment on humans and they don't exist! Everything I read proved that! Besides, no pony has ever seen a live one!
I've never heard of those before.
Until Lyra was found, I thought humans had gone extinct centuries ago. And now that Discord has found them, I'm not sure what can be done. I was unsure if you'd be able to use it, Lyra. But I did send you with a way back. You will be safe here.
Huh? No! That's not what I came here for! We need the elements of harmony! Discord hasn't been there for long! He's only just started! There must still be time to stop him if we just hurry!
Discord has escaped from his prison again. That proves he's already stronger than we thought. And with the power he draws from humans, he will most likely be unstoppable.
No! We have to try! Lyra! This is the princess you're talking to! You can't just say no to her! Princess, you know better than anybody what happened last time Discord took control of humans. And I've seen what humans are like now, and it will only be worse. If we don't do something now, Discord will get more powerful, and it'll head to Equestria next. I don't see what you would know about.
Wait a minute, Twi. We've all known Lyra for a few years now. I don't know what she is, but don't you think we should try to help her?
But the princess said it would be dangerous.
Lyra, what do you know of the humans in your world?
They're, well...
Are they peaceful?
Of course! Everybody I've met's been nice to me, but... it's complicated. I've met a lot of good people, but you were kind of right about humans. We do fight each other. I don't think we can turn our backs, though, because humans are more than that. If we let Discord go, he'll just take over all the bad parts, and we can't sit by and let that happen. Princess? Discord was still unfamiliar with the humans in my world. It seemed like he wasn't doing much more than messing around when I left. I can't say what he's up to now.
And that means he won't be expecting us. I say we go.
Help humans? Am I the only one who's heard of them? Come on! They'll eat us up!
I'm not going to eat anybody, Pinkie.
We're certainly not getting anywhere by standing around. Lyra seems to be the only one who knows what she's doing, so I say we follow her and get it over with.
Might as well, I suppose.
It's extremely dangerous. If you all are willing to take the chance...
We've taken care of Discord once already. It'll be no problem to do it again.
The last time Discord attacked humanity, Luna and I were powerless to stand against him.
But you're letting them try, right?
He's going to be more powerful than he was a year ago. But how much? I cannot say. Whether you can defeat him or not, I need you all to return immediately. The enchantment on Lyra's necklace will still work. If it comes to the worst, the best we can do is prepare to defend ourselves here.
So, I'm kinda lost here. Where are we going?
Just try to get us closer this time. The human world is big. You were off the mark when you sent me last time.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, and one more thing.
Lyra held up a hoof.
Could you do something about these?